The washing machine ate it. That's what killed me. Not guilt, not karma, not some dramatic confrontation. A $29 flip phone from CVS, tucked in my gym shorts pocket. Forgotten in the rush to appear normal after another afternoon, that wasn't what I claimed it was. Now it's waterlogged and dead on our laundry room floor, and my husband Victor is holding it like evidence in a murder trial. What is this? His voice has that careful, flat quality men get when they already know the answer but need to hear the lie first. I could say it's for emergencies, could claim I bought it for when I go running alone, could invent a dozen reasonable explanations for why a married woman needs a phone her husband doesn't know about. But the screen, cracked now from the spin cycle, is still showing Kyle's last text. Can't wait to taste you again. Victor, no. He holds up his hand, wedding ring catching the overhead light. No, just... Whose phone is this, Mara? Mine. The one with 47 texts from a man who isn't my husband. The one I've been deleting calls from for 6 months. The one that just destroyed my marriage in the time it takes to run a delicate cycle. It's complicated, I say, which might be the most honest thing I've told him in half a year. 6 months ago, I had a different life. Same house in Naperville, same husband, same dental hygienist job, but different. Happy, maybe. Content, definitely. Victor and I had been married 8 years, together 12. We'd weathered his mother's death, my 2 miscarriages, his job loss during COVID. We were solid, everyone said. The couple others looked to as proof that marriage could work. Then Kyle joined our gym. I know how it sounds. Bored housewife falls for the personal trainer. It's such a cliché I'm embarrassed by my own story, but that's not quite how it happened. Kyle wasn't some muscle-bound 20-something. He was 41, divorced, soft-spoken, a former physical therapist who'd switched careers after his practice went under. He wore reading glasses between sets and quoted poetry while spotting bench presses. "You're favoring your left side," he told me during my free introductory session. "Old injury?" "Car accident, 4 years ago." "May I?" He gestured to my shoulder, professional, clinical. When he touched me, it was to adjust my form, to protect my joints. Nothing inappropriate, nothing that would alarm a married woman who wasn't looking for trouble. But I was looking, wasn't I? Even if I didn't admit it then. Victor had stopped seeing me. Not literally. He still kissed me goodbye each morning, still asked about my day each evening. But he looked through me, around me, past me. I'd become furniture in his life, reliable and ignorable. When was the last time he'd really looked at me? Noticed I'd cut 6 inches off my hair? Heard the catch in my voice when I said I was fine? Kyle noticed everything. "You're overcompensating with your right deltoid," he said during our 3rd session. "Tell me about the accident." So I did. Told him about the teenager who ran the red light. The 3 surgeries, the months of physical therapy, the way Victor had slept in the hospital chair every night, holding my good hand. "He sounds like a good man," Kyle said. "He is," I agreed, and meant it. That should have been enough. Acknowledging my husband's goodness should have been armor against whatever was building between Kyle and me. But good men can still make women feel invisible, and invisible women do visible things to be seen again. The personal training sessions became twice a week, then 3 times. Victor encouraged it. I was getting stronger, seeming happier. He didn't notice that my happiness dimmed the moment I left the gym. Didn't see how I'd check my phone obsessively, waiting for Kyle to text about schedule changes or new exercises to try at home. Professional texts. Always professional. Until they weren't. "You killed it today," Kyle wrote after a particularly intense session. "Your dedication is inspiring." "Just trying to keep up with my trainer," I replied. "You do more than keep up. You exceed every expectation." I stared at that text for 20 minutes. Was he talking about squats or something else? Was I reading too much into it? Was I reading exactly what he meant me to? "Thank you," I finally wrote back. "See you Thursday." Can't wait. 2 words, innocent on their surface. But I knew, and he knew I knew. Can't wait meant something had shifted. Can't wait meant we were both pretending this was still about fitness. Can't wait meant I should have canceled Thursday's session and never gone back. I went early. Found him alone in the weight room, setting up for my session. He smiled when he saw me. Not his professional trainer smile, but something softer, more dangerous. Couldn't wait either? He asked. I like to warm up properly, I said, the lie obvious to both of us. We went through our usual routine, but everything felt different. His hands lingered when adjusting my form. I held his gaze longer than necessary. The air between us crackled with everything we weren't saying. Mara, he said as I gathered my things, would you like to get coffee sometime? Outside of here? I'm married. The words came out automatically like a reflex. I know. He didn't look away. Coffee isn't a crime. It is when we both know it's not about coffee. He smiled then, sad and knowing. No, I suppose it's not. I should have left it there. Should have switched gyms, switched trainers, switched something. Instead, I heard myself say, but yes, I'd like that. Coffee became lunch. Lunch became long walks in parks far from our neighborhood. Walks became sitting in his car, talking about everything and nothing. He told me about his divorce, how his wife had left him for his business partner. I told him about the miscarriages, how Victor had grieved differently, separately, until we were 2 people suffering alone in the same house. When did you stop talking to each other? Kyle asked. I don't know, gradually, then suddenly, like bankruptcy. Hemingway, he said, recognizing the quote. The sun also rises. That's when I kissed him. In broad daylight, in a park parking lot, like a teenager who couldn't wait another second. He kissed me back, then pulled away. Mara, we can't. I know. I don't date married women. I know. This will end badly. I know. But knowing and stopping are different things, and we were already too far gone to be saved by wisdom. That's when I bought the burner phone, paid cash at a CVS 2 towns over, like a criminal, because that's what I was becoming, a criminal of the heart, stealing moments that weren't mine to take. This is just for us, I told Kyle, giving him the number. Safer this way. Nothing about this is safe, he said, but he programmed the number into his phone anyway. The rules developed naturally. No calls during family hours, no texts after 10 p.m., no photos, no evidence. Delete everything. Be careful. Be smart. Be everything I wasn't being by having an affair in the first place. Victor never suspected. Why would he? I was home every evening cooking dinner and asking about his day. I smiled at his stories about work, laughed at his jokes, made love when he initiated. I was a perfect wife, except for the hours between noon and 3 when I was someone else entirely. I love you, Kyle said one afternoon, 3 months into our whatever this was. We were in his apartment, the one he'd moved to after his divorce. Small and sparse, but ours for stolen hours. Don't, I said against his mouth. Don't make this more than it is. What is it, then? I didn't have an answer. It wasn't love. Love was patient and kind and all those things from Corinthians. This was desperate and selfish and consuming. This was 2 broken people breaking themselves further. This was everything marriage wasn't supposed to be and everything I couldn't stop wanting. It's what it is, I said finally. Can't that be enough? No, he said, not for much longer. But longer came anyway. Weeks turned to months. The burner phone filled with texts that ranged from mundane to explicit. Thinking of you. Can you get away Thursday? Still tasting you. Each message another nail in the coffin of my marriage, but I couldn't stop. Didn't want to stop. The phone became my lifeline to feeling alive. Victor, meanwhile, was planning our 10-year anniversary, dinner reservations at the restaurant where we'd had our first date, a weekend in Michigan, same bed and breakfast where we'd honeymooned. He showed me brochures over breakfast while my burner phone sat silent in my gym bag, waiting to buzz with another man's wants. "What do you think?" he asked, excited about surprising me with plans. "Too much?" "It's perfect," I said, hating myself. "Really thoughtful. I know things have been routine lately. Thought we could use some romance." Routine. Is that what he called the quiet death of our marriage? But he was trying, and his trying made everything worse. Made me worse, a villain in my own story, accepting his love while giving mine away in 3-hour increments. "I have to end it," I told Kyle the next day. "Victor's trying, I should try too." "Okay," he said simply. Too simply. "That's it, okay?" "What do you want me to say, Mara? Beg you to leave him? Promise you a future I can't guarantee? I'm a 41-year-old personal trainer with a failed marriage and a studio apartment. I'm nobody's happily ever after." "You're my..." I stopped. My what? My escape? My midlife crisis? My reason for needing a burner phone? "Yeah," he said, reading my silence. That's what I thought. We made love like it was the last time because we both knew it was. I left his apartment at 2:47 p.m., drove home in silence, and locked the burner phone in my glove compartment. Lasted 2 days before I was texting him again. "I'm weak," I wrote. "We both are," he replied. Thursday? Thursday. The anniversary trip was beautiful. Victor had thought of everything. Flowers in the room, champagne on ice, a couple's massage I endured while thinking of different hands on my skin. He was attentive and romantic and everything a husband should be on a milestone anniversary. And I was counting the hours until I could check my burner phone, hidden in my makeup bag like a dirty secret. Which it was. "I love you," Victor said over candlelight at dinner. "I know I don't say it enough, but I do. These 10 years. Even with everything we've been through, I'd do it all again." "I love you too," I said, the words ash in my mouth. "Let's make a baby," he said suddenly. "I know the miscarriages were hard, but we're stronger now. I think we're ready." The wine glass slipped from my hand, shattering on the floor. Red wine spreading like blood across white tablecloth. The waitstaff rushed over, cleaning and fussing, while I sat frozen. A baby, with Victor, while I was fucking Kyle every Thursday afternoon. "Mara, you okay?" "Just surprised," I managed. Can we talk about this later?" "Of course, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to spring it on you. I've been thinking about it a lot lately. About us, about our future." Our future. The one I was actively destroying every time I entered the wrong passcode into the wrong phone. That night, while Victor slept off the anniversary wine, I sat in the hotel bathroom texting Kyle. "He wants a baby." "Okay." "That's all you have to say?" "What do you want me to say? Congratulations? Don't do it? Leave him for me? Tell me what response doesn't make me the asshole here." "I don't know what I want." "Yes, you do. You want both, the stable husband and the exciting affair, the safety and the danger, everything and nothing." "That's not fair." "None of this is fair, Mara. That's why affairs are wrong. Someone always gets hurt. Usually everyone." "Then why don't we stop?" "You know why." I did know. Because stopping meant going back to being invisible. Stopping meant admitting this was all it was, a selfish woman's selfish choices. Stopping meant facing who I'd become. "Thursday?" I typed. "Thursday?" The burner phone became heavier to carry. Each text took longer to delete. The lies came less easily. I started making mistakes, almost calling Kyle babe at dinner, wearing lingerie Victor hadn't seen to places Victor wouldn't see. Part of me wanted to get caught, wanted the decision taken out of my hands. "You've been distracted lately," Victor said one morning. "Everything okay?" "Just work stuff," I lied. "Dr. Patterson's been difficult." "Want to talk about it?" "Not really." He kissed my forehead. "I'm here if you need me." 3 hours later, I was in Kyle's bed, needing someone else entirely. "This is killing me," Kyle said afterward. "The guilt, the sneaking, knowing you go home to him." "Then let's stop," I said, not meaning it. "Can you, really?" "Yes," I lied. "Prove it. Delete my number right now, from both phones." I held the burner phone, thumb hovering over his contact. One press and it would be over. One small action to save my marriage, my sanity, my soul. I couldn't do it. "I thought so," he said sadly. "We're addicts, Mara, and this is our drug." He was right. Every Thursday was a hit, every text a smaller dose to get me through. I was addicted to being wanted, to feeling dangerous, to the woman I became in those stolen hours. The woman who wasn't trying to conceive, who wasn't grieving miscarriages, who wasn't married to a good man who deserved better. Then came the day I forgot to empty my pockets. Rush home from Kyle's. Quick shower to wash away the evidence. Throw clothes in the hamper. Start dinner like nothing happened. The routine so practiced I could do it blindfolded. Except this time, I'd gotten sloppy. This time Kyle had texted after I left, "Can't wait to taste you again." This time I'd shoved the phone in my pocket instead of my purse. This time Victor decided to do laundry. Now he's standing in our laundry room, holding my destruction in his hands. The screen might be cracked, but the message is clear, crystal clear. "Whose phone is this, Mara?" he asks again. "Mine," I whisper. "And who's Kyle?" The name hangs between us like a noose. I could lie, say he's a colleague, a wrong number, anyone but what he is. But I'm tired. So tired of lies and guilt and being two different women. "My trainer, at the gym." Victor's face does something horrible. It doesn't change. No rage, no tears, just careful blankness. "How long?" 6 months. "In our house?" "Never. I would never." "Oh, you have limits?" His voice cracks. "Good to know there are some things you wouldn't do." "Victor, Thursday afternoons, when you said you were shopping, or at lunch with your sister, or getting your nails done. It was him." Not a question. He's piecing it together, all the little lies forming a bigger, uglier picture. "Yes." He sets the phone down carefully like it might explode, sits on the laundry room floor, puts his head in his hands. "I knew," he says quietly. "Part of me knew. You were different, happier. I thought maybe you'd found a hobby or made new friends or, Christ, I actually thought it was a good thing, that you were coming back to life." "Victor, I was going to suggest couples therapy. Can you believe that? I had a whole speech planned about how we'd grown apart since the miscarriages, how we needed to reconnect." He laughs, bitter and broken. "Turns out you already reconnected, just not with me." "I'm sorry," I say, the words feeling pathetic and inadequate, like trying to patch a crumbling dam with a single Band-Aid. "Are you? Or are you sorry you got caught?" "Both. Neither. I'm sorry for hurting him. Sorry for being weak. Sorry for needing what he couldn't give me. But not sorry for feeling alive again, even if it was in the wrongest possible way." "I don't know," I admit. "At least that's honest." He stands, aging 10 years in the process. "I'm going to my brother's. Don't call, don't text, just let me think." "What about—" "I don't know, Mara. I don't know about anything right now. I just need to not be here, not be near you." He leaves without packing a bag. Just walks out, car keys in hand, wedding ring still on his finger. I hear his car start, reverse, disappear down our quiet street. I pick up the burner phone. The screen flickers once, showing Kyle's text, then dies completely. 6 months of evidence destroyed by tide and hot water, but the evidence was never really in the phone, was it? It was in every lie, every Thursday afternoon, every moment I chose another man over the one I'd vowed to choose forever. My real phone rings. Kyle, from his actual number. "Hey, you didn't respond. Everything okay?" "No," I say. "Victor found the phone." Silence. Then, "Shit, Mara, Just don't." "What happens now?" "I don't know." "Do you want me to—" No, whatever you're about to offer, no, this is done. We're done. Mara! I hang up, block his number, delete his contact. 6 months erased in 10 seconds. If only the rest were that easy. Victor doesn't come home that night, or the next. His brother texts me. He's here. He's safe. Give him time. Time. Like that will fix anything. Time won't unexplain those texts. Won't unfuck Kyle. Won't make me the wife Victor thought he married. I call in sick to work. Sit in our empty house. Think about the burner phone, how something so small could destroy something so big. But that's not true, is it? The phone didn't destroy anything. I did. Choice by choice, text by text, Thursday by Thursday. Victor comes back on day 3. Looks like he hasn't slept, hasn't shaved, hasn't done anything but think. I want to know everything, he says. Every detail, every lie, everything. Victor, that won't help. I didn't ask if it would help. I need to know. I can't make any decisions until I know what I'm deciding about. So I tell him. Every awful detail. The gym meetings, the coffee, the apartment. The Thursday afternoons he thought I was running errands. I watch his face crumble with each revelation, but he doesn't stop me, doesn't storm out, just listens to the systematic destruction of our marriage. Did you love him? He asks when I'm done. No. Do you love me? Yes, I say, then reconsider. I don't know, I thought I did, but if I loved you, how could I? Yeah, he says quietly. That's what I keep asking myself. We sit in silence. The washing machine, the one that started this ending, hums in the background. I want to forgive you, he says finally. I want to be the kind of man who can move past this, work through it, come out stronger. He meets my eyes, and there's nothing there for me. But I don't think I am. Every time I look at you, I see you with him. Every Thursday for the rest of our lives, I'll wonder where you really are. I'll do anything. Would you give me 6 months of Thursdays with someone else? To make it even? That's not fair? No, none of this is fair. He stands. I'll stay in the guest room while we figure out logistics, lawyers, house, all of it. But Mara, we're done. You know that, right? This isn't fixable. He's right. Some things break too badly to glue back together. Some betrayals cut too deep to heal. Some women destroy good marriages for Thursday afternoons that were never worth the price. I know, I whisper. The divorce is final 6 months after the burner phone died in our washing machine. Victor was fair, generous even, kept things civil for both our sakes. He's dating someone new now, a teacher from his school, someone who probably doesn't need a second phone, someone who probably thinks Thursday is just another day. Kyle tried to contact me a few times, showed up at the gym, left flowers at my apartment, but what was the point? We were an affair, not a relationship. Without the secrecy and guilt, we were just two damaged people who damaged others. I live in Rockford now. New job, new gym, new phone, just one. The burner phone taught me something about myself I wish I'd never learned, that I'm capable of sustained cruelty, of looking a good man in the eye every morning and lying, of valuing my own selfish needs over someone else's trust. People ask if I'm dating. I'm not. How could I? How do you trust yourself with someone else's heart when you've proven you'll destroy it for nothing more than excitement? How do you promise fidelity when you know exactly how easy promises are to break? You made a mistake, my sister says. People make mistakes. But it wasn't a mistake. It was hundreds of choices. Every text sent, every lie told, every Thursday afternoon. The burner phone wasn't the mistake, it was the evidence. Evidence of deliberate cruelty dressed up as passion. Sometimes I dream about that day. Come home from Kyle's. Remember to empty my pockets. The phone stays hidden. The secret stays safe. The marriage limps along. In the dream, I'm relieved. Then I wake up. Alone. In an apartment that isn't home. with a phone that only holds appropriate contacts. And I remember that some prices are too high for temporary happiness. Some things lost can't be found. Some women discover too late that they're the villain in their own story. The washing machine ate my burner phone. But I'm the one who devoured my marriage, one Thursday at a time.